I forgot all about this.
Let me pause my show.
You guys can go ahead.
Okay. The one, the only Kingfisher has returned.
What's good? What's great? It's your boy Finn.
Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life from the long arm of the law. Lawman is putting end to my running, and I'm so far from my home. Oh, mama, I can hear you crying. You're so scared and all alone. Man is coming down from the gallows, and I don't very long. Who's ready for some? You would think, because I'd be playing that, I would be happy the Steelers won, but oh, and there goes.
He's back.
But how amazing would that be if the Steelers won and if I did that? I just thought of that too.
You guys had a it's a nice season.
Yeah, we had a decent season. I wouldn't call it nice. There were some heart attacks in there. All right. First of all, Phil's in a new place.
Yes. In my dorm room now. I'll be back home tomorrow though. Most weekends I'm gonna go back home unless we have stuff here. But yes, my dorm room.
It's that part off.
I might do that entrance from now on. Just start playing
It was so
Renegade.
unexpected.
What?
It's unexpected, and since you're the producer of the show, you're the star of the show too. So you should have some intro music.
Could you guys hear it okay?
Yeah.
I don't know if it picked up.
It did have a buffering sound to it though, but you could like hear what it was like the song though.
I mean, I could put it on my Spotify on my laptop, but you guys wouldn't be able to hear, or my PC, but you guys wouldn't be able to hear. On the stream, would be able to hear it like clearly. So, but
Yeah. I will say real quick, bear with me that the Wi-Fi here is not the best. So I'm delayed right now. I may go in and out. We'll see how it works, but I'm here. So.
Okay.
good. You want to go straight into Falcons news?
Talk about the Falcons.
Yeah,
I have a
we
lot to
can.
say. I have a lot to say about them.
All right. So as everyone knows, hopefully by now, Falcons head coach Arthur Smith has been fired. Phil is ecstatic about that. Every Falcons fan on the earth is very happy about that. And we're just gonna go around and see who we think would be best spot on the head coach position, especially Phil. I'm really interested to see what Phil has to say about this.
Yeah. Finding my list that I have here. All right, cool. All right, so yes, like Barbecue was saying, we fired Arthur Smith after that really embarrassing stretch that we had, especially after that loss that we had against the Saints. His time he got fired at midnight. That's how bad it was. But yes, we are now obviously in the process of looking for a new coach, and I have a list of candidates that are in order that I hope we go after. So number one, I got Jim Harbaugh, Michigan's head coach. All he does is win. He builds a winning culture, winning programs. You look at what he did when he was in the NFL with the 49ers. 3 seasons, 3 straight NFC Championship appearances, a Super Bowl, great team with the Niners, goes to college football, wins a national championship, has Michigan majority of those years they have good competitive teams. He's just a great coach, and he's someone that I would love for my football team. He's someone that you can build a foundation of true winning culture and franchise with. So he's definitely my number one choice. Number two, if available, which I don't think he will be, Mike Tomlin. I mean, what else is there need to be said? Mike Tomlin is one of the better coaches of all time, in my opinion. Although I do think that his winning numbers and all that are a little, or they really kind of hide his flaws. But nevertheless, he is a great coach. Like I said, one of the best. If he is available, I would love to go after Mike Tomlin. Next, I have Mike Vrabel, Tennessee Titans old head coach. Why he was fired, I'm not really sure. He's one of the better coaches in the league, in my opinion. 3 straight seasons in the playoffs. I know the last 2 seasons they've kind of been disappointing for the Titans, which why I think he got fired. But he's a great coach. I would love to have him third. Fourth, I have Bill Belichick, which is unfortunately seems like the coach that we may actually end up getting. Look, Bill Belichick trying to take anything away from him. Super Bowl, 6-time Super Bowl winning coach. He like held responsible of the defenses that the Patriots have put up. But if you look at his track record before and after Tom Brady, it's not good. If you look at his coaching, if you look at his head coaching status, or his head coaching record before the Patriots, not great at all. I don't want to sound disrespectful. I don't want to say Tom Brady made him, but he benefited from Tom Brady a lot. I just and then I want an offensive line. I want somebody young in and build a franchise and not just a coach to come in for 3 seasons max. But he is proven 6-time Super Bowl. So I have him fourth. Next, Eric Bieniemy, the Commanders offensive coordinator. I would love to have him. He's been a head coaching candidate for some years now. I think it really showed this year when he left the Chiefs how much they struggle, how big he was a part of their offense. I would love a coach like that. And then last, Ben Johnson, the Lions offensive coordinator, able to rejuvenate Jared Goff to really a good quarterback, making that all. Detroit just won a playoff game, and he's part of that. So I would love that. But in order, those are all the coaches that I would like to see have. Other than Bill Belichick, man. Yeah.
So I'm assuming you haven't heard yet, but I'm gonna have to break the news to you. Tomlin isn't available for at least one more year. Tomlin confirmed that he is staying with the Steelers for at least one more year to finish out his contract, and then we'll see from there.
Y'all, I didn't believe this before, but that possibility of y'all parting ways has gotten bigger after that storm out, bruh. Sorry,
It was pretty big. It was pretty big before, like, because he was talking. He said he would have to talk with his family about it, but
wow, like he's not holding back at those press conferences.
I mean, would you? Just
No,
think of it. Think of it. Everyone's on your back well, not everyone, but a good majority of Steelers fans are on your back all season about not winning a playoff game. Get to a playoff game after a rough season, and then you lose, and then right after that, like not even 45 minutes later, someone asks you about your career and your future with the Steelers. I'm not trying to defend what he did in his actions, because it was highly unprofessional, and I don't think he should have done that. But I understand where he's coming from. Like, I wouldn't want to stay with a team where half the fans love me, half the fans hate me. I mean,
Yeah.
So
I mean, for me, go back to the topic. I feel like, Phil, you don't like Bill Belichick, but bro, they are whining and dining him, bro. Like, that's the only head coach they've really. It's been on the Fox 5 news, like I told you. It was on the news. Like, they are really pursuing Bill Belichick. Yeah, they're interviewing other candidates, but their number one pick, I believe, is Bill Belichick. And for Mike Tomlin, I don't think you can wait another season for a new head coach. So, y'all probably are gonna have Bill Belichick. Bill, come on. He's won Super Bowls. He can work with a young, good quarterback and build him up. He can build up a quarterback.
He didn't do that with. He fell with Mac Jones.
But I will
That was
say,
mistake.
Bill Belichick is a better fit for the Chargers because the Chargers are on the bubble of being a good team. They just need to be brought together, in my opinion. Justin Herbert is a good quarterback that he can like basically build up and make it into the playoffs. So Bill Belichick looks like a better fit for the Chargers, but I feel like the Falcons want him more because they
Yeah,
are doing everything to get him. And then the second person, I'll say, I always forget his name, but I think he coached for the Panthers. He went to the Commanders. They just released him though. The Commanders, their head coach.
Ron Rivera.
Yeah, that would be a bad. That would not be a bad one. You see what he did with Cam? You see what he did with Cam?
Ron Rivera has not been a good coach since 2018, bro.
I feel like that would be a good choice. I mean, that would be a good choice in my opinion because I mean, he's a coach that needs. Okay, the Falcons, they're in need of a rejuvenation. Get a coach that has some experience of winning. Now, I know he hasn't had several winning seasons, but he needs that rejuvenation. Bring him in, and you guys can help each other. But I feel like you mentioned Michigan's coach. He's coached in the NFL. Why are you guys not pursuing him?
No, we did. We interviewed him. That's why he's number one on my
No,
thing.
but they need to put the same effort they put behind Bill to get Bill Belichick. He needs to be on your yacht. Like you need to wine and dine him too. Like that would be a great fit. That would be a big spark. Like, yeah, and the Falcons, even though I'm one of the biggest Falcons haters. You guys just need a rejuvenation. That's all you guys need is a coach to revive you guys.
Question though. So do you think Bill Belichick is the rejuvenation head coach? Because I
Yes,
agree with you. I think that Belichick, like you
I
said,
don't.
it's not even like the Chargers.
I feel like you guys will go to the playoffs with Bill Belichick. I feel like you would make it a playoff appearance with Bill Belichick. I'm not saying you're going to win a Super Bowl, but I think your season ends differently than it has been for the past few years. I think it ends with you guys making the playoffs. I do.
And maybe I don't think it's long run. I think Bill Belichick at this point in his career and in his age, he needs to go to a win now situation. And the Falcons, we're not in now situation. We need to be ill. We need culture. We need new energy mindset. That's why Michigan's coach Jim Harbaugh would be perfect. Belichick is going to coach maybe three more years, and he's going to be out retirement.
I think either the assistant or he's a coordinator from the Ravens. That guy might be good. I seen y'all interview him as well. That might be a good fit as well. I mean, y'all have so many options, but again, y'all are still the Falcons. Y'all are gonna pick the best option that is in your favor budgetly, in my opinion. I feel like you guys, I don't know. I feel like you guys should pursue the guy the coach from Michigan more than Bill Belichick, because like right now it looks like Bill Belichick is going to be our new head coach, in my opinion. That's what it looks like. That's how I feel about that situation. And then the quarterback situation. Look at the draft. I feel like y'all should draft a young QB. I feel like y'all should start from scratch when it comes to that. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the Falcons. See, nothing negative today.
Honestly, I feel like this might be biased, but I feel like Harbaugh should wait a year, come to the Steelers,
Wow.
and then he'll be in a division with his brother. That'll be. Oh, that you think of how much the NFL could milk that story, like brother versus brother.
I don't think that happened.
That would be cool though. Like, imagine both Harbaugh brothers, one in Baltimore, one in Pittsburgh.
You know they coached against each other in the Super Bowl
They did.
when it was
Wait, hold on,
yeah, it was
guys.
Ravens.
Guys, I know this is a crazy question, but are they twins? Because they look alike to me.
They, I think they definitely look alike, but like
I think they
the
are
the
twins.
Michigan one, he looks older though. It's like they
Yeah,
look the
I-
same, but he
they might-
looks older.
they look just alike to me. Like they look like they would be
Yeah.
twins.
I mean, they're also brothers, so.
I mean, not all brothers look identical like some
Oh, they're
brothers that
not
I
twins.
know.
Yeah, they can
Like Barbecue and his brother, they look exactly alike to me. They look so similar to me. Like yeah,
They're
they
not
look,
twins coming in from fruit.
I don't even want to. I don't even want to talk to that person because they just threw up lions in the chat. Like no, are you serious? I don't even know that person, but they're already an enemy of state. They're already an enemy of state. I think he probably knows who my team is too.
He
With
probably
one
does.
guess,
He's in here a lot.
with one guess, he would know who my team is.
Fruit knows everything.
But yeah, I feel like pursue the Michigan head coach more than Belichick. You'll get more years out of him. You're not sure my team. Oh, come on. If it's not the Lions, if it's not the Vikings, if it's not the Bears, you know who it is. The one true number one in that division.
He got beat by the Steelers.
Who cares? Who
And
cares?
the Falcons.
We are the true number one in our division, and everyone knows that. We're on a hiatus.
You guys got all bragging rights right now. You got all the bragging rights.
We are on a hiatus right now. That's why we're not number one right now. But we are the true number one of our division. A win. I'll be happy if they just give them hell. That's all I want from them against the 49ers. I'm sorry. That is a tough game. That is a tough game.
Yeah, really?
But yeah, Christian, you haven't said your feelings on the Falcons yet.
Obviously, they're my second favorite. So whatever, I hope they do get a good coach. I want to see them do well. I do really like the Titans' old head coach. I think and I'm not being biased just because they got us in the playoffs, but I'm really hoping for him. Yeah, I'm hoping for him. I'm rooting for him. And if not, we'll call him up from Pittsburgh next year, hopefully. Probably not, but I don't think Belichick is the one for Falcons because, like Bill said, they need someone to stick around for the long game. Belichick has 3-4 seasons max. Like you can't. He needs to go somewhere that doesn't already have a foundation. Falcons have a foundation. He needs to go somewhere to lay a foundation, and then they can take it up from there. Like Panthers, they all they have is a good quarterback. Last I heard. So Panthers, I feel like Belichick would be better with. So another team that's struggling more, maybe even the Bears,
I like.
to
I mean,
build a foundation.
I feel like his landing spot is gonna be. I'll say like 50. I'll say 90%. 90% Chargers and 10% Falcons. That's what I'll say. Because the Cowboys was one of the three landing spots, but Mike McCarthy is staying with the Cowboys, so it's the Chargers or the Falcons. But I do agree with the Panthers. But like Phil said, he's only got 3 years left in the tank. I feel like the Panthers need a coach that can go longer than that.
No, I think Panthers need is
Because
someone
even
to build the foundation, and then after that, after he leaves, they need to keep going with that and
Yeah.
and build off of what Belichick built already.
the only reason I would disagree was because like KB and I were just saying, Belichick, he has only around 3 more seasons left. He's gonna want to coach to win. He's not really trying to coach to rebuild and do all this again. That's why KB keeps saying the Chargers, because they got the quarterback in Justin Herbert. They got potential on defense. They still got a Keenan Allen like they have weapons. They have kind of a team that a Belichick can come in and lay down what he does and win. But I think Harbaugh be connected to the Chargers a whole lot more than Belichick. Which is why I'm kind of getting in the mindset that Bill Belichick's about to be our coach. And
That's
it's
what I'm
Falcons
saying.
fans. We got some more dark times coming. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. Like we're entering Browns Jets territory with how bad we're becoming.
Oh
But
my God. Phil, it's not gonna be that bad. I feel like you're not seeing the vision. You're not seeing the vision. I'm telling you, man. Playoffs. Playoffs.
okay, so let's just say Belichick, wait, 3 seasons. So wild card, divisional loss, he retires. Now what? What are we building? What are we doing now? We just had 3 Steeler type seasons where it's like
You
we
need
win
it.
somehow,
You need
lose in
it.
the playoffs.
You need that. It looks bad,
I
but you need winning seasons. You need that.
at what point in 3 mid seasons just to go back to being ass after that, where just to get in a guy that can build us to start winning consistently.
And oh, I forgot to mention Dan Quinn. Dan
No,
Quinn.
no.
I talked to a
Did
Falcons
you just see?
fan at work, and he said you guys will not go back and get people you're fired. But I feel like Dan Quinn is an easy like you players that have there's you still have players that play with Dan Quinn, so it's not a hard transition for the team. In my opinion,
Did,
it wouldn't be that
did you
hard.
not? Did you not see? Well, I don't even want to ask. Did you not see? Because obviously you watched the game. You saw what that Dan Quinn defense just let the Packers do.
That's their
I am
culture.
good.
That's the
I
Cowboys
am good.
culture. That is the Cowboys culture in the playoffs.
They're I about that. That is your defensive coordinator who calls the plays. He calls the defense. And Jordan Love is really good. The Jordan Love looked like prime Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and Mahomes combined against the Cowboys. And I mean, it's people running wide open, catching passes. That's pathetic
But
defense, even the
remember,
coaching
it's
and
their
everything.
culture in the playoffs. They had a good regular season. Their defense was one of the best defenses in the league. It was.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
You don't
I,
want
no,
Dan
I'm sorry.
Quinn. He took y'all to a
I
Super
don't.
Bowl. He took you to a
He
Super
did,
Bowl.
and he called, and then he calls the most heartbreaking second in sports history. He was behind that.
Like, I mean, I feel like you guys should give Dan Quinn a second chance.
It's not too often you can come back to the X. Sometimes you gotta, hey, we had our time, and you gotta move on. So you can't always come back to the X. Like Dan Quinn was Dan Quinn did us wrong, bro. We appreciate the time we had together. We learned a lot from each other, but it's over. I'm not going back to Dan Quinn.
Okay. All right. My last thing: Bill Belichick or Dan Quinn?
Belichick.
Okay. That's the last
Give
thing
me
I had to
Belichick.
say about the Falcons.
So what do you guys want to do next?
Let's talk about my Packers and your Steelers.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I have a lot to say about the Steelers, but it's not bad. It's not all bad.
Oh, I
It
have
is
bad
mostly
things to
good.
say about the Steelers. I have shitty things to say about the
I
Steelers.
don't. I don't. I really don't have bad things to say about y'all. Like one thing I will say.
Let's go with Steelers. They're the second losing team here.
Let
And
me
we
say
can
this.
go to Packers.
Let me say this: the Steelers, if y'all hadn't did that last, because that shit at the end of the year, why are you scrambling to figure out who your starting quarterback is? That annoyed me. That threw you guys off, in my opinion, because you're scrambling to figure out who's the quarterback.
Bro, after
Like,
one game, after losing to what was it? The Cardinal? No, Kenny Pickett was. After losing to Cardinals, we should have just been like, okay, Mitch Trubisky, you're not the one. You're gone. You're not with us anymore. Mason Rudolph, come on in. We should have had Mason Rudolph after that Cardinals game.
yeah. I just feel like y'all were just scrambling to find the quarterback to fit. Now, I will say, in that game, the referees played a part. I will admit that, barbecue. But they weren't calling anything for you guys. Then they did the same thing to Buffalo. Because towards the end of the game, one of your players knocked the shit out of one of those Buffalo Bills players. Like, his head bounced off the ground.
Okay, but that was one time. They were like, I looked at stats. It was like, I think we got like 17 calls on us, and then they only got like 1 or 2. It was insane.
And then I will say, I feel bad for that one player who had to get rushed back to the locker room when he went out for a block, that receiver. Like,
The one that
I feel
got hit in between 2 players.
yeah, I
Joe
was like,
Porter
wow.
Jr. Yeah, that was a tough loss.
That was a tough hit. I was like, wow.
Yeah,
then
and they
you guys-
didn't call anything on that either. That was an obviously dirty hit.
I mean, he didn't have the ball though. He was blocking. There's not
But
really
still,
much to call. It's not basketball. You can't call the off ball foul.
Hang on.
It's football. There's nothing they really can call. I mean, could you call unnecessary roughness in that?
I'm pretty sure you could.
He doesn't have the ball though. So I mean, he was blocking. He went for a block. It's just like that game. I expected a tighter game than what it was. I really did. And I feel like TJ Watt not playing this game had a big factor on the outcome of the game.
Our offense. Our offense looked like a wet paper towel. Look, this was. Like, no.
That's not
That
really
that should have
something.
been like unnecessary roughness or something. Like
I
that
would
was
say
an obviously dirty hit.
I would say blocking the back, but that was in the back. But that wasn't on. He was on defense, so. Well, no, you could call blocking the back. Yeah, they
That's
were
what people
on
were
offense.
saying. People were saying blocking the back. And then that one Bills player who went off on our sidelines, grabbed one of our water bottles and started drinking that, you could have called unsportsmanlike conduct on that.
Yeah, like that call right there
Yeah.
should have been blocking the back. Now that I watched it, blocking the back should have been called right there. Cause like, yeah, that was unnecessary, and I feel like you guys could have won the game, just got away from you. That's what
I mean,
that's
we
how I
came
feel.
back in the third. We had an
Yeah,
excellent third.
saying.
After
You came back in the third, and you guys were starting to mount a comeback, but then you kind of guys got halted. Like you got when I was standing in the chat, you got that was when you were coming back in the third. I was like, you guys had a chance to. Now it's just the game got away from you, and I felt like if you guys had a set quarterback and had tried to do that at the end of the year, that probably would have worked out a lot better. And TJ Watt would have had a bigger impact on the game on the defensive side of the ball, and you guys probably would have won the game, in my opinion.
and then there's this one that should have been unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh yeah, that's disrespectful.
The sidelines.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah, he just walked up to
No,
our
see,
sidelines.
with that,
That
I don't. You could definitely throw a flag on that, but that's just kind of like being
Bro,
funny because a lot of teams do that.
If we
That's
would have
kinda
done
just
that,
being
we
funny.
definitely would have gotten a flag on us.
I mean, yeah, they had 17 flags, Fields. They had 17
Yeah,
penalties to Buffalo's one, so they probably would have called it.
Probably not
They
exactly
probably threw a flag.
17, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, we had a lot more. Buffalo had, I saw stats, it was like, we had like 17. It's not an exact number, but I'm thinking around 17, and they had one all game. One flag, one or two flags all game. So you cannot tell me. I was watching the game. In my whole, like, I had my Steelers sweatshirt on and everything. I had the watch on. You know it's serious when I have the watch on. And I even brought down my terrible towel from my wall. But yeah, I agree.
I will say this, Christian, you should have found a Buffalo Bills fan and wiped the terrible towel on them so the Bills would have lost. Because
Bills fans.
that terrible towel has a curse on it, Phil.
I told you.
Never let barbecue get that thing close to you. It has a curse on it, bro. It's cursed. That towel is cursed.
Look at the Browns. I mean, making it to the playoffs, not really a curse, but still, they lost out first round. Jacksonville Jaguars. They didn't even make it to the playoffs.
I honestly thought the Browns. That's been my underdog team I've been rooting for all year, and to go out how they went, I was so upset with that. I was like, wow. Like, wow.
I was happy. You know I was happy.
It's like, the Browns. Why couldn't y'all just go out swinging? Y'all didn't even go out swinging, in my opinion.
Browns gonna be Browns.
They didn't even go out swinging.
Let's do the But I'm gonna talk about the Steelers game real quick, and then the Packers game, and then we'll go into the other games too, because I got some stuff about that. But the Steelers game, first as a Steelers, not as a Steelers fan, but to Steelers fans, um, especially with TJ being out, you know, I know when your perspective is different, but honestly, I think realistically, Steelers fans shouldn't have really expected much from that game. And not just saying about the team, but the Buffalo Bills have been playing really good football down the stretch these last few weeks. Josh Allen, I'm not a Josh Allen fan, but this is the first season, in my opinion, that he should be getting that hype and credit that he's been getting before of being one of the top quarterbacks in the league. Josh Allen has been playing amazing. I just those are just a better team at home. They did what they were supposed to do, and they really should have won. We delayed the game. They had people shoveling snow to play. That the least they could do is pull out a win like that. But for the Steelers though, I just think moving on to next season, you gotta get the quarterback situation right. I thought Kenny was still hurt. I didn't know you
No.
said that he was basically a healthy scratch or bench or whatever. So I don't know what's going on with that. That needs to be figured out. Because Mason Rudolph, seems like a good guy. He's a good NFL quarterback. He's not a starter. And I think you guys need to get that weighted. But as far as the game, I really expected that outcome.
And that's what I've been
Dude,
trying to
that
tell
was a winnable
people
game.
is Mason's great. Mason's awesome. It's just he's not a starter for a reason. We should have put Kenny in there, even though I will admit Kenny isn't great yet. He still has time to develop. He still has tons of potential, especially with the new offensive coordinator coming in this year. He's just not there. And I feel like Tomlin really gambled with our playoff spot right there and saying having Mason start. And then with TJ, that's just unlucky timing. If we had him, definitely it definitely would have been closer. I don't want to say win. We would have won, but it 100% would have been closer. They wouldn't have gotten that last touchdown if he wasn't there. But it is what it is. The game was last week, so can't change the outcome by crying over it. And I'm already on to next season.
Welcome to the club. Alright, so Packers game.
I guess we can
I
talk
want
about Packers.
Go Pack is back. I told you. You guys, even though I hated on Jordan Love, you guys have been saying all year, Packers rebuild. Packers are in a rebuild. Packers are in a rebuild. And I
Never said that.
kept saying,
Never said that.
swear to guys, up
I
and
said
down,
that probably
the Twins
once.
are not in a rebuild. And this is my proof. This is my proof.
I was actually hoping for a Packers win.
You guys cannot deny me that you guys have been saying we're in a rebuild. We're not.
I said it
We're
once.
not. We just showed you we're not in a rebuild.
I haven't said that at all.
No, Phil, you weren't here, but we had a guest that was on here. Oh, the guy from Brazil. Him and barbecue. Oh my God, swear me up and down we were in a rebuild. We are not in a rebuild. I repeat, not in a rebuild. We are a team on the bubble that needs to get a few pieces worked out, and we'll be back. We'll be back to reclaim our number one spot in our division. But I will say, my apologies to Jordan Love. Like, the spark is back. Jordan Love, I'm behind you. I will have a Jordan Love jersey on all year next year. For every game, the spark is back. I repeat, the spark is back. So, Jordan Love, I'm behind you 100%. I don't even see what that says. It's all
I had
fuzzy.
the Packers winning last week.
But I will say, Jordan Love, like he's better than what I thought. Jordan Love is a good quarterback, and he showed that. But I feel like he had a perfect game. The Cowboys, I will admit, the Cowboys defense looked bad, but he had a perfect game. And it was just an amazing game. I didn't expect the score. Now the score shouldn't have been like ended like 48 to 32. We shouldn't have brought in our second unit. We just should have kept pounding their head into the ground. Because honestly, if we hadn't brought out like subs, we would have still been pounding their head into the ground. And I will say this. CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott had a few choice words to each other on the field. That's why we got the interception. I found out that later. Like they were going back and forth with each other, and there's a lot of speculation that CeeDee Lamb did that on purpose. Like let that ball get intercepted on purpose. There's some speculation by analysts that have said that he did that on purpose to allow them to get that interception on them. So, but then again, I rebuttal that speculation because after that, we come back from halftime and he was starting to catch and like basically warm up at the end of the game, but the game was already over by then. But I will say, like, I'll be honest, I did not expect us to win the game. I honestly, just like I said about the 49ers, to give them hell. Because we've been iffy all year. And I will say this, and I'm about to be done. If we had ran the ball with Aaron Jones like this during the entire from the beginning of the season without his injuries, instead of going to Dylan all the time, switching them back and forth, we would have had a better record. I feel like that had an impact on our record as well. Give Aaron Jones more carries, and we would have had a better record than what we had. But yeah, Pack is back. You guys can talk now.
Hey, I'll go. All right, you can go first.
Oh, um, so first things first, I had the Packers winning, so fuck you. Second, great job for Packers. Who do they go against this week?
The 49ers. That's why I said give them
49ers.
hell. That's all I can say about that game.
That one could be a toss-up. I'm assuming it's at 49ers Stadium. So yeah, that one's gonna be a toss-up. So good luck to them. I honestly thought Eagles were gonna wait. Hold on, let's see. Let me see this real quick. Oh, okay. So, yeah, I got the 49ers this game, though. It will be close, though. I'll give you that. It will be close. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
Oh, before you go, Philip, I feel like this will be something we can all agree upon. The Packers are the number one underdog in the playoffs right now. Can we all agree on that? We are at the bottom of the list when it comes to this. There's no team that we're better than that's in the playoffs right now.
For just
I
NFC?
could argue between y'all and the Texans.
No, I'm talking about AFC and NFC. I feel like there are no teams we are better than that's in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I feel like-
I'm with Phil. You guys are Texans. Texans are really, really big underdogs
They're
too.
better than us. I think they're better than us.
But they're
I really
still
do.
really big underdogs. Like
Yeah.
no one think, especially going against the Ravens.
Yeah, I can see them beating the Ravens though. I really can.
I hope so.
We had the cuss.
But yeah, that's all I have to say about my Packers.
So talking about the game overall itself, I picked the Cowboys to win because, like I said, I felt like the Cowboys needed to win, but they got destroyed. I did not expect it to be like this. I could see Packers winning. I was rooting for them to win, but for the Cowboys to absolutely dominated on their home turf like this is embarrassing. It's terrible coaching. It's terrible by the players, and not putting the blame on this guy. But I was talking to my dad. I told you on the group chat. Dak Prescott reminds me a lot of how Matt Ryan was for us, where he's a solid quarterback. He can put up MVP caliber numbers, but when you need him most, and you lights are the brightest, he's always gonna leave you disappointed. That's what this was. Looked amazing. Jordan Love, KB. I told you, I told you, I told you from week one, from all those weeks, you were putting out wanted posters about Jordan Love, and I called you crazy. I said, let's make a trade right now. Give me Jordan Love on the Falcons. We're a playoff team. Love, you could argue since Denver has been the best quarterback in the league. Jordan Love is amazing. That's the reason why you guys aren't in a rebuild because you drafted the perfect successor to Aaron Rodgers. Um, next, about the other thing you mentioned, I definitely saw Dak and CD Lamb. It didn't look too bad. They just obviously had a discussion. Um, when you're losing a game, you're supposed to be winning in the playoffs, and losing as bad as they were. I mean, choice words are going to be had because stuff isn't going your way. They're all competitors. They're all upset. But I wouldn't read too much into it. They've been great all year. They've had a good relationship. And as far as CD letting the interception happen, I don't think he did that. I don't think many players would do that, especially CD Lamb. He doesn't seem like that type of guy. But overall, Packers, reach out to y'all. That was a great win. It's gonna be, you know, I don't know if it'll be short lived. I don't know. Next week's gonna be interesting. But shout out to you.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm rooting. I'm behind my team, but I honestly, if we win this game, I say we win it by like a field goal. Like we get lucky with a field goal. I don't see us just going out there and like everybody. Like the first game, they predict everybody except like one person that I've seen like on this little voting poll that I follow on Instagram about the Packers. Like it's called the Packers fan. Everybody had except like one person had the Packers winning. The rest had the Cowboys winning. But this one for this game, divisional game on Saturday, everybody had the 49ers winning. Like, yeah. I just like I said before, I just want them to give them hell. That's it. If we don't win, okay, I won't be upset. Because I won't be upset because we made it to the divisional round, something I didn't think we could do or capable of. I didn't even think we were capable of making the playoffs this year, but we did. So, yeah, but like I said, I'm behind Jordan Love. You guys don't have to see no more one-sit posters, no more off-camera rants on Instagram. Jordan Love, I'm with him through ups and downs. Like, yeah, we're behind him.
You're saying that now. You're saying that now. I don't know. You
Dude,
seem
I
kind of
put my
toxic,
brain
baby.
behind him. You
You
saw my
seem kind of
Instagram post.
toxic.
I put my brain behind him. That's how you know I'm serious.
And I saw the Instagram post of Jordan Love, dead or alive, or whatever it is. So I mean, you go from that to we're back on the bandwagon. I don't know. I don't know.
We're just toxic. That's all you gotta say. We're just toxic, you know. But I'm really behind him. Like all seriousness, I'm behind Jordan Love. He's gained my respect because he didn't have my respect beforehand, but now he has my respect. Miss Dean, could you go back to your conversation? You are pretty loud. I'm glad you're kind of a little bit more quiet. No, you were. You know, you was like, no. Wait. You were pretty loud on that one. Yeah. And you was talking about the bus not having good brakes and stuff, and them doing you wrong. I'm assuming you're talking about when God was doing track and stuff.
Don't you got a show?
Yeah, I have a show, but you can't even start staring at me. You know. Oh my God! Why she always gotta defend you, Miss Dean? But yeah, okay. Let's get back to the show.
Um, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be close. I think it will be close, but I'm gonna have to agree with Phil on the Jordan Love situation. Like you say you're all behind him, and then next week if you guys lose and if you perform terribly, you're gonna go on a 30-minute rant about how much you hate him.
Nope. I'm
I
behind
mean,
Jordan Love.
why can't you be like me and behind Kenny Pickett, even though Kenny Pickett's garbage?
He's still behind him at this point. He's not even your starting quarterback. You're not even sure about.
Yeah, he is our starting quarterback. Mike Tomlin confirmed it today. He's back to starter.
Okay. But yeah, I'm behind him 100%. I'm gonna prove it after this game. You guys I'm still gonna be behind him. I'm behind Jordan Love 100%. No wavering opinions on him anymore. No more doubt. And he's the best quarterback in the playoffs right now. He's number one. On a stat, he was the number one quarterback. I'm behind Jordan Love, guys. You guys
Number
don't have to
one
worry.
quarterback.
No, it was a stat.
You're going there now.
No, barbecue. You did not hear me. I said number one in a stat. There was a stat that came out, and he was at the top of it.
Was it this Packers fan club?
No, this
Instagram account.
It was QB something with the R.
QB
RPG,
Packer fan.
RPG or something, but it was a stat. It was an actual stat. He was number one in.
Yeah, you might want to double check their facts then. Not very reliable.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Not Phil. Phil's not giving me a lot of crap today. It's barbecue.
Yeah, I'm just saying facts. I mean, I can name.
It is a fact.
At least 3 better quarterbacks than Jordan.
No, I'm not saying he's the number one quarterback overall.
I know. I'm saying in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's not better than. I feel like he's probably at the bottom of the list when it comes to that.
I mean, I will say, if we're going off of numbers, though, what he just did in the playoffs, he probably is number one as far as all of that goes. Because, like KB said, Jordan Love pretty much played a perfect game.
All I'm saying is I wouldn't be surprised if that it's not true. No one entered the way, so I'll do that later. All right, next topic. Let's go around. Since there's only going to be 4 games played this week, we can do all 4. Who we think is going to win. So starting off, Texans, Ravens. I'm gonna go Ravens. I do see Ravens probably making a role for the playoff, for the Super Bowl. Just because of how good they are. I just hope Lamar isn't rusty, even though Steelers beat them twice this year. And not to brag or anything, but we did beat them twice. But yeah, I got Ravens this game.
I'm gonna have to sadly agree with barbecue. I think the Ravens are at a point where they're at a run for the playoffs. I mean, the Super Bowl. I think CJ Stroud and the Texans are not ready as of yet, but they're showing promise. But I also, like, a side note, I can see it going either way. I really can, because you guys gotta keep in mind, all three been saying this about the Texans. They were at first they were just the team that were upsetting big teams that were winning. They were pulling off upsets. Then they started ramping up wins, and so yeah, they've come a long way. The Texans have, but I just don't think they're ready to get over their hump. I feel like the Ravens beat them. Phil, you muted yourself, Phil.
Dang, man. I'm rooting for the Ravens. I'm rooting for the Ravens almost like I root for the Falcons. This is my team in the playoffs right now. But unfortunately, I don't know if it's because of that. I'm scared. The Ravens, everyone has this super high expectations on them. Seems like everyone's picking them to go to the Super Bowl or at least the AFC game. The Texans, man, the Texans are very sneaky. CJ Stroud is a straight baller. He's great. Um, I just think the Ravens are a better team. Another thing that scares me about the Ravens, though, Lamar Jackson, he always has to play MVP, like Superman level football if he wants to win. But I'm a Ravens fan. I'm not. It's definitely going to be a good game. I'm not very. I'm going with the Ravens.
Yeah, like I said, I got the Ravens, but I'm rooting for the Texans. I mean, I can't. I mean, I'm Steelers Ravens rivalry isn't as bad as the Browns or the Bengals, which both teams are very dirty, disgusting teams. But it's still a rivalry. I can't root for and think that the Ravens are gonna win. So I'm rooting for Texans, but I think Ravens are gonna win. All right. Packers, 49ers. I think we already pretty much all said what we think, but I'm going to go. I think 49ers are going to win, but because of Cam, I guess I got to root for the Packers.
Packers. I'm going Packers on this game.
Uh, I want to go for Jordan Love, but 49ers, I think they're going to put a butt whooping on them. I really do. I think a butt whooping on them, and I think this is going to challenge how loyal you are, KB. When Jordan Love does not best games, the Niners are just that good. I want to see you come up in here and say, "I still love me some Love." You come in here representing Love. You better not come in here talking about, "Oh, he did this and did that." Because I'm warning you right now, it may get ugly. Like it may get pretty bad. That's not the end of y'all's tape. Like y'all's future is great. Man. This is just it's levels to everything. Packers, you got the nice win against the Cowboys. You're going against a grown man now. 49ers, it's really Super Bowl or bust for them. So I'm going with
Lions, Bucks. I'm going Lions. I have a very rough relationship with Baker Mayfield. Obviously, he's a past Browns player, so Browns are a disgusting, evil team. And yeah, I don't think Baker can handle the Lions.
Tampa again this week because I fucking hate the Lions. So go Tampa.
I want to go. I think Tampa. I don't know. This is. I'm gonna go with the Lions. F Tampa Bay. They're in my division. I'm gonna go with the Lions. How amazing would that be for the Lions to be the NFC Championship game? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Lions. But if Tampa wins, I feel like I'm talking a little. But if Tampa Bay wins, How crazy is that they get to the NFC Championship too? I don't know. This is a very weird playoff game. I'm gonna go with them.
Chiefs, Bills. I honestly don't want to see the Chiefs go to another Super Bowl, period. So I got Bills on this one, even though they did just beat us, and I'm still a little sore from that. And their fans were throwing snowballs at our players, which isn't very fun. Um, so I got Bills. So I'm rooting for the Bills.
For this game, this just obviously, in my opinion, I feel like it's going to be a close game. But as much as I wouldn't want this team to win, because I feel like if they keep winning, they're going to eventually be like a Patriots, seeing them in the Super Bowl every year. I'm gonna go with the Swifties because I don't call them the Chiefs. They're the Swifties. Taylor Swift is literally all they talk about when they talk about that team. So I'm gonna go with the Swifties on this game.
Yeah, I'm a homeboy. I'm a fan, so I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. It does start to get, like Barbecue was saying, it does start to get them winning all the time, but I'm gonna roll with the Chiefs.
I think, unless you guys have anything else to say about football, I think that's it. You guys said you guys wanted to talk about some basketball stuff.
Yes, I want to ask you. So for those who don't know, Pascal Siakam, he's a forward for the Raptors. He just got traded to the Indiana Pacers. I'm not sure what the details of the trade are. I think Bruce Brown is some picks for him.
Yeah,
How do you feel about this move? Okay, yeah. How do you feel about this move? Who do you think won the trade? Basically, what's your thoughts on this move?
I feel like Siakam has not been what he was when he earned his starter position after that championship. Uh, I feel like it was a smart trade. The Raptors have proven they are a team-oriented team. They don't need stars or a big name player to win games. They've proven that. But I do think they lost in this trade. I do think that puts a chip on his shoulder to start playing better with the Pacers and helping them out. Because the Pacers do have some young talent over there. You've seen that in the in season tournament. And so I feel like the Pacers won this trade in my opinion.
Um, for me, I'm gonna say I think both teams win. Both teams go after what they ultimately want. The Raptors, they're obviously entering a rebuild mode, but they're stacking up on draft picks and young talent, which is the perfect way to start a rebuild. When I look at the Pacers, they get much needed size that they needed. As well as like you said, I feel the same way about Siakam. I definitely don't think he's been that same player since the championship, but he's still a solid player who he's showing at his best can be a star caliber player. And with already star there in Tyrese Halliburton, I don't think he'll have to do too much like he was asked to do in Toronto. Um, yeah, so I think it's a good win for teams. Now, I don't think this puts the Pacers in any championship contention or anything like that. But this definitely makes them an exciting first round, in my opinion.
I also want to say good job on that win last night. Y'all had the celebrities out there with the hot swagging and surfing. Boosie, DC Young Fly, pretty good win. But what I really want to talk about is you think Kyrie and LeBron are gonna get reunited? I've seen posts about that Kyrie said something to him after that loss.
No, and they've been speculating this. But it seems like since Kyrie left Boston at this point, So what? The lower 5 years, I don't think they're getting back together because at this point they're both getting like they're going to do it. It would have been this season. I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay. Follow-up question. Well, not a question,
Mhm.
but you can respond. The Lakers being at number 11. I am happy about it because I've been saying this for a long time to people. The Lakers are not a playoff team. The Lakers are an incomplete team. They are. They have two star players, that's it. The Lakers are an incomplete team. So for them to be 11, I am so glad they are at where they're supposed to be because they're not a playoff caliber team. They're just not. LeBron's old. Anthony Davis can't stay healthy to save his fucking life. Like, goodness gracious. Like, the Lakers, they just need to build on that team. And I feel like getting LeBron is an Achilles heel because if he doesn't want that person to come on the team, then they won't. And then there's certain players in the NBA that are stars that don't want to play with LeBron. That is a big Achilles heel for them. And I feel like the Lakers, I am so happy the Lakers are where they belong because they are not a playoff team in my eyes. They're just not.
Yeah. Well, for one, it must be Russell Westbrook, right? 'Cause that that's who they put him on when they had him. Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't know what it is about the Lakers. They're literally like the Cowboys. All the hype and all the disappointment. Um, and usually the excuse is the role players are AD can't come consistently every night. AD for what I know has been playing great basketball this year. LeBron's been playing great. I don't know what it is with them. They're just like you said, they're just not a good basketball team. Um, I do think they'll still be in the play-in and everything like that. As long as they got LeBron, they'll be relevant. But yeah, they're a basketball team. And like you said, I'm the only reason why I'm happy to see it is because I hate how they put all the blame on Westbrook while he was there and he's left. And now you see things really haven't too much. So yeah, very interesting with them.
Honestly, sorry I had to move the camera because I got to charge my phone and I don't want it to die. But honestly, I will say this. The Clippers are the better team in the LA, in my opinion. I feel like they are. They're doing way better. They're doing better than I expected them to be. But what I really want to talk about is what a, how about them Grizzlies, bro, with John Morant? John Morant, look, he finally got some talent around him. I forgot young boy's the young dude's name. The rookie. He's good. John Morant got some talent around him. So now you don't gotta keep saying that Trae Young is better. Cause it's gonna prove in the records at the end of the year that Memphis and John Morant are better than Trae Young.
Well, John Morant's out for the season.
Yeah.
So everything they've been doing the last has been look, because I don't want to speak too much. They're both great. And obviously I'm a Hawks fan, so I'm gonna be biased. But all honesty, Trae Young is better than Ja Morant. And it's okay. It's okay. That Trae Young is better than Ja Morant. You're talking about as far as a passer, facilitator, scorer, offensive engine. Ja Morant is more exciting, and Trae Young is exciting to watch. But Ja Morant, he's gonna have the flashy dunks, the posters. He's gonna do everything like that. But Trae, I mean, he's just a better player. But I'm scared we're gonna lose him. The Hawks, we're starting to suck. Like the Falcons is wearing off on us. We're very mid. And I don't know how much longer we're gonna have Trae Young, to be honest.
Like Trae Young is a franchise player for y'all. I feel like he is gonna stay longer than he should with you guys just because of his treatment there and how he's treated there. I feel like he's gonna stay longer than he supposed to. I honestly don't think he should. But like if LeBron was such wasn't such a diva and always want the ball every time, Trey Young would be a good fit for the Lakers, like a good facilitator for the Lakers that can kind of bring them over the hump.
And obviously he would be, and I agree with that, but I just don't even want to think about that. It will hurt my heart. Like you talk about jealousy, I would burn my jersey if I just see him winning. Like if he wins a championship, say with the Lakers, like I'm gonna be pissed. So
Still young.
cause they're talking about this.
He's not at the point in his career where he's ring hungry yet. So yeah. And then that other guard, y'all were talking about trading him. That was supposed to be his
Yeah.
help. But that basically has failed.
My thing, DeJounte, I don't think he's a bad player. I actually really like DeJounte. I think he doesn't get commended enough for so much for Atlanta. He's really best fit when he has the ball in his hand. And because we have Trey Young, he sacrifices a lot and he plays a lot of off ball, which doesn't really maximize what he can do. I will say defensively, he was supposed to be this big two-way player. That really hasn't translated with us. Um, and he's been a little underwhelming. But he does have moments like the game last night where it hits the game winner. He has moments where he goes for 30, 40, and it's like this is the dynamic duo we want. But I kind of agree. I don't think it's really been working. If we do trade him, I just hope that we could get some good compensation back and get us a big man. Get us like a dominant big, like a Joel Embiid. If the Sixers flame out again, which they probably will, how much longer is he gonna stay there? Joel Embiid would be perfect for us. I would love that.
I thought y'all had Clint Capella. Clint Capella's not with you guys anymore.
He is Capella. He's good at what he's good for, but we need better.
I feel like y'all need more of a defensive center, not an offensive one.
That's what Capella is. He's not doing. He puts up like 9 points a game.
Because when I play 2K, that motherfucker kills me every time in the paint. But yeah.
Capella?
Yeah, that's the only center I can't score on a lot on 2K. Like I be having like it'd be tough. But I will say this: the Hawks just need to make some. I keep saying this. You guys need veteran leadership. You guys need some veteran leadership. And that's what you guys really need, in my opinion.
You know what? I agree with that. I think if you go back to our conference finals run in 2021, we had a lot of good veterans on that team, and that's something that we don't have now. So I actually do.
Yeah, because I feel like the Hawks are just too young. They're too young of a team. They're just too young. That's what I feel like with the Hawks. They're just too young of a team. But yeah, anything else I want to say about? Well, I would want to talk about Josh Giddey, but I don't think that's appropriate for the podcast, so I'm not going to talk about Josh Giddey.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about basketball.
Have we spoke about Draymond?
Draymond? Oh no, we have not spoke about him at all. This man was on the verge of retiring, but Adam Silver was like, "No, I think that is a rash decision." Do you still think that, Adam Silver? Look at where they're at in the rankings, in the standings. Do you still think that, Adam Silver? I'm looking you right in your eye, Adam Silver. Retirement would be his best bet. And then nobody's happy with Steve Kerr. That team is just falling apart.
Yeah, let's talk about just the Warriors in general. What's going on with them?
I just feel like the team's falling apart. I feel like Steve Kerr, he just landed in a good situation like he did when he was a player. That's how I feel about Steve Kerr at this point. In the beginning of the season, I've been saying for the last few seasons the Warriors would bounce back, but they are not bouncing back. Klay Thompson, since he came back from the injury, has been average at best, in my opinion. Stephen Curry, he puts up his numbers like he always does. Speaking of Stephen Curry, I seen a crazy picture. He was hugging a female referee's waist at a game where his wife was there. Steph, I would say Steph has had moments like that in his career where he's like flirtatious with women in the crowd, and I'm like, whoa, excuse me, sir, your wife's over there, and your two daughters. But yeah, other than that, and then Draymond, bro, go to an anger management class or something because what the hell, bro? Like, go take an anger management class. And then that center they drafted, I forgot his name. He ended up being a flop. He was injured his rookie season, most of
Yeah,
his rookie.
Wiseman.
He was a big flop. Like, oh my gosh, they need a center. No, I'll say that. They do need a center. I think the last good center, I forgot this man's name. What was this man's name? But I don't even think he still plays anymore. But I feel like they need a center. I will say that. Jordan Poole could have worked out if he hadn't had the little incident with Draymond Green. Um,
I think they're missing him a lot, to be honest.
they're just like they're a horrible. They're not even a mid level team. They're at the bottom of the barrel right now. Even the Rockets are doing better than the Warriors this year, and the Rockets were a bottom of the barrel team, a young bottom of the barrel team. But even the Rockets are doing better than the Warriors. The Warriors as a whole, if I had to give them a grade, I would give them an F. An F. They're just not. They're just not it. The only team I say they're better than is the Pistons, but the Pistons look like shit, so that's not saying much. But I do think the Warriors are. They haven't announced it, but I do think the Warriors are in a rebuild phase. I do, and I do think some shocking trades are about to happen pretty soon. Starting with Draymond Green and trickling down maybe to Klay Thompson, push come to shove. Because remember, at one point they were getting ready to trade Klay Thompson to the Bucks at one point for Giannis. So I feel like it's about to trickle down. I don't think Curry is gonna get traded, but I do think Draymond Green's on the everybody. A lot of players' names are on the table to be traded, and I think Draymond Green is number one on that list to be traded from the Warriors.
I, I definitely think it's time to blow it up. I think it'll be best to do it in the middle of the season. It'll probably have to be next season. Really, where I feel the Warriors have went wrong, they failed with their draft picks. You know, with James Wiseman, with Moses Moody, with Jonathan Kuminga, with a lot of those guys, they failed in developing them and playing and just making the wrong picks in general. Um, I also feel like you said, Klay Thompson. You know, he just obviously, and it's hard to be the same when you tear your ACL and your Achilles. He has just not been the same player. Draymond has not been the same player. All he does, he WWE act at this point.
Yeah.
But I love Draymond. but so yeah, I think honestly, if I'm the Warriors, I'm trading Steph Curry. That's an easy first round pick. Like um, Draymond Green is probably just gonna retire before he gets traded. He'll just say I'm done. Klay Thompson, I think if he still wants to play, I think he can go for at least a second rounder, third rounder, maybe a player, and then you just start rebuilding. I even think I move on from Steve Kerr and bring in a new coach. We just let's start rebuilding.
Now that was a shocker. That like like I just showed on my face, that was a shocker. But I can also see it because the players are not happy with Steve Kerr. So to move on from Kerr would not be bad. I just feel like you would need a better replacement. Obviously, my condolences to the Warriors because they did just lose their assistant coach. He died. He passed away. I'll say that. But don't do it without a good replacement because of the dynasty the Warriors had. Don't do it without a good replacement to stand in his place. If you move on from Steve Kerr.
I agree.
I think that's it.
That's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got as well.
So NHL Penguins. Let's see. Last Monday, won against the Flyers. Last Thursday, lost against the Canucks.
Good job.
Saturday, lost against the Hurricane. Monday, won against the Kraken. And then Saturday, they go against the Golden Knights.
That's the team I seen play, the Golden Knights. That was the team that I seen play when I watched it that time. Yeah, it was not the Penguins. It was the Golden Knights. I hope the Golden Knights beat the Penguins. I really do. I mean, like when I watch hockey, I don't watch the Penguins. I just watch anybody that's on. And I've seen some good games. I haven't seen anything bad. It's just like I said, I'm just trying to get the rules together at this point.
Not terrible. The rules aren't that difficult to understand. Look up some
But I will say
videos.
this about hockey: why the fuck is there no out of bounds? Like there should be out of bounds. Like there's no out of bounds. Like especially when you go behind the net, that should be out of bounds. Like what?
There is a I forgot the name of it.
Offsides. There's offsides.
Offsides.
That's
Yeah,
that's the
offsides.
closest to it.
But
But I want to see more fights. I haven't seen enough fights. I want to see more fights.
hockey isn't about fighting.
Bro, they're the only sport where you see guys throw hands for real. All the sports you just see them pushing each other. They actually throw hands in hockey.
I mean, it's a part of it, but it's not the only thing.
I, I just want to
I
point
feel
this out.
like it's another
Phil,
sport I saw.
I just want to point out this, and I have to say this. Barbecue, you should have played football. You look like a field goal kicker. Like, he just looks like those guys that kick the ball. I just wanted to say that. But anyways, back to hockey. I feel like more fights. And I feel like hockey is worse than football when it comes to like the physicality of the sport. I feel like it's worse than football in my opinion.
They do be taking some hits.
Like especially when they slam them against the wall. Like oh my god. Like they double team.
Yeah.
Like oh my god. But all I gotta say is go Rangers. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, you only like the Rangers because they're good.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of like with the Packers. You only like them
No.
because
No.
they won that
It,
one Super Bowl back in like what
no, it's been too many
2017.
years for that.
All right, I think that's it.
Oh, I have a question. I have a question for this. Do you think the Penguins are a playoff team?
If you asked me at the beginning of the season, I'd say no. If you ask me now, I'd say potentially. They are fourth in their conference. So I'd say yeah. If they keep up the wins. But there's still a lot of season left to go.
How many games are in an NHL season?
'82.
82? Oh, like like the NBA. Okay.
So yeah, we're like midway through the season. Season ends in April.
Yeah, my birth month.
I think that's it, unless you guys have anything else. All right. Well, thanks for joining us on this episode. We will be back tomorrow evening, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, for the fun show. All right. See ya.
How do you say?
Wow.